ham-fisting priority into the bottom side of the map on the Dplus side, giving the Kai'Sa a little bit of a better time in lane. And it does mean now it's likely, you know, 2.5 winning lanes. You know, got to be still popular. I mean, it's just good.
I mean, I know it's still good.
That's probably what I'd go with for these two teams anyway. So there might be a little bit of something. It is just one grub going on over to DK. As aiming, supercharges, runs away, and is now able to offer some damage back. Aiming not quite finding the Q or the W, so he's going to have to back away. Sponge taking some damage though, as 2 grubs actually going over to DK. And Smite still up for Sponge, so he will be able to get this last one. Boulder's being thrown down. Crab's not going to be claimed by DK, but then
it goes with anything. And I think catch-up is close, but not quite there.
Well, Rich is going to get caught out here. She was already taking a fair bit of damage, but now Lucid getting his claws into the Rumble. Let's see whether he can take someone with him, as even a grass proc going down as Showmaker goes in, and the Dragon actually is what helps end this Rumble. So first blood going over to DK, and I'm going to avoid this mayonnaise ketchup conversation for as long as I possibly can. Oh! The flash charm from Showmaker is going to help as, oh dear! That's not the part of the wall that UCal wanted to head towards, as the Impale was good. Lucid able to pick him off, as there goes the Aurora. You know, spot. And then a whole lot of, like, you know, it's like there's a lot of spicy flavor with the cloves and stuff like that. It's Sponge gonna have to go untargetable, doesn't get crashed into by Lucid here. Still not exactly a fight that DRX are looking to win at this point with the man advantage DK have. Never mind, the Magnet Storm flies through, and Lucid, he gets a little bit of an Impale, but then he just goes down. Sponge has to flash, but will stay alive. Now the top laners are making their way in. The Jace gets there first as Pleta gets booped away immediately. Shu desperately trying to find an angle to take down the doggo, but it's not going to work as he has to walk the red carpet to get out. And Rich with a beautifully placed equalizer should be enough to take him down. That flash was optimistic at best, and DRX, they even grab feats of warfare off the back of that play.
That's the hot sauce burn there for DK. Think they're impervious, but as it turns out, no one is. Heavily overcommit. Lucid thinks he's invincible, which he is not, as it turns out. And
gorgeously played by DRX, and we knew that this is what was going to happen. This is what we deserved in this series. That is DRX delivering something that we could have never have predicted.
That's why, because DK got, I think it was the first grub.
So my mom,
fresh, right?
My mom actually makes tomato relish, and I get her to send it to me whenever I run out.
This is what. Okay, now I get why you go for relish. No, I'm and Sponge is going to take this. It looks like.
Yeah, Lucid nowhere in the area, so not going to have to deal with any sort of smite battle. So the Rift Herald will just be claimed. Pleta just trying to get rid of Lucid as best he can.
Still no stack, by the way.
Yeah, hopefully we see that at some point. Rich throws down an equalizer for some reason. You just stay even forever. Do both teams suffer? As all right, Beryl going to get engaged on here. Remember, he's just an eco, and he's just dead.
The hallmarks of a great DRX game, we're seeing Sponge not behind, UCal popping off, and Teddy, he has actual team action. Yeah.
Well, Chu is going to do the walk off the ultimate thing. That might work out here as he does boot back Sponge, but back in he goes. Chu's going to flash this time. He gets healed up as Beryl comes in. And will be able to at least keep them at bay. Let's see whether Beryl survives as he holds the minion wave for as long as he can. The rest of DRX moving towards the mid lane as a teleport does come in. Sponge taking a bit of damage as the daggers are coming on through as Lucid's driving on forward. Flash over from Rich. That was pretty sexy as here's a Magnet Storm. Showmaker trying to get out of here, and he should be able to do so with the Spirit Rush, but does have to invest it. Flash forward from UCal was optimistic at best. Sometimes you just want to keep that button on cooldown, Chronicler. That's how it works, as Rich is the one that takes the Gromp for some reason. Oh god, this series is this series. Okay, there's the Impale, and down goes the Doggo. You cannot untargetable that one, as aiming comes on through and grabs his first of the game.
We've seen from him succeed in a while. Obviously started off really hot, but A little bit slowed down since as he's looking for more.
Yeah, picks up a rock. Let's see whether Teddy's going to be okay here as Arcane Shift already on cooldown. The Pop Blossom, the full commit, and down goes the bottom lane. Gorgeously played here by DK.
And E, so I feel like that is somewhat warranted, but it's the setup there that comes through. Beryl pretending to be Shield.
And Beryl also was...
It does feel like DK after that play towards topside said, okay guys, we gotta pull back a little bit and respect a bit more. Have seemed like they've given less opening ever since, except Beryl, but well, I don't know all of them.
If they had to be different ones.
So it's just, instead of specific bird, it's just birds.
Yeah. That's how deep into the I want to talk about something else. Pop Blossom under 3 is gorgeous here, is right out of nowhere. They save us from the monotony. Beryl. Oh, he did not want to hear about the fact that his team was a monotream. All he wanted was to knock them all up into the sky and take a dragon.
And DRX seemingly caught more off guard than Atlas.
Then I think how you set up side lanes, right? Like what vision is secured, where are your teammates in relation to you, how much freedom do you have, how much control you have of the map. And DRX often isn't able to quite keep up there. They will get this turret finally.
And that power, and that power, and that power too.
All right, Chu is going to dance on top of the equalizer, and Rich burning down, but isn't going to fall. Man, that was so extraordinarily close. Umbrella, and he's got his like birds hoodie that he loves.
He has big on binoculars as well.
Oh yeah.
Shiu, he doesn't have flash.
Yeah, he's walking down that red carpet once again, and there is a doggo behind him. And so that is going to be a dead Jace. Great pick here from DRX, and an overextension here from the young top laner. The entirety of this game, as aiming has a Banshee's Veil, which is an odd choice, but going to keep him relatively safe. All right, here's the Magnet Storm. Doesn't find Beryl. As now aiming, able to free hit towards his backline. Pleaded down already, the Impale connecting onto 1 as there's the Pop Blossom onto 2. Yukal trying to get out, aiming with the Killer Instinct and able to rain down a Cathianly to take down the Aurora. Sponge still looking for more as Teddy feels like he has an angle, and Sponge goes in, goes out again and smacked into the wall, but there's the equalizer, and we know that is so deadly here from Rich as Shiu dives forward. I don't know about it. 1 versus 3 here as Beryl and aiming are coming down. Teddy looking for some options, doesn't quite get anything.
Showmaker was out on the map. Plus the fact that he's was just about to buy a death cap means that this is going to be soul point for DRX.
All right, DRX being able to find a big advantage here. Chemtech Soul on the line now for the next team fight.
Chiu's TP timing is still a little bit up, but it is close as Beryl.
Oh dear, True Shot Barrage not going to connect onto the right one as now Yukal looking to take down the Nico, and Beryl is able to actually get out of the way, baits them all into committing towards him so they get an outer turret in mid.
Sponge, he's baiting.
Yeah, doesn't have his flash, remember. As Beryl off to the side, Pop Blossom in hand, True Shot Barrage. Not going to be enough to take down the crab. That is secured here by Lucid.
Let's get the smite.
How about that one? I mean, Chemtech is...
But they don't get anything.
Yeah, so they get position on Baron.
Yeah.
And the smite is also roaming up, as we can see. So the dragon goes over. There's Chemtech Soul.
Oh, DK.
DK, that might be the opportunity as Pleta is down relatively low. They're keeping it leashed as best they can. Shiu off to the side as in goes Yukal. Pleta going to be taken out before he can really do too much, but Beryl also throws away another ulti. The jungler is dead on DK's side, and Sponge is still here. The Baron is so extraordinarily low, and it goes over to DRX. DK are throwing it all away as they lose the soul. They lose the Baron.
Found target ban. He's shown why he's got the win streak on this pick, because I think his turns onto Lucid specifically, KDA might not look too impressive, but it's that in tandem with Rich's toasting in the fights that I think are the big difference maker. But you know what, Atlas, I don't think this is enough for DRX. And you know what that means?
It's Elder Flippin' time, baby!
Good. No.
So I don't trust them to be able to make the right decisions. Let's see whether this Showmaker flank is going to work, though, as the Charm and the Orbit Deception go wide. Pleta is likely to die, but does get the Magnet Storm off. Never mind, it was just a crash down still. Beryl is going to die too, and there goes Lucid. Sponge diving in. It's a huge shield here from aiming, but Sponge just bleeds him to death. Shiu and Showmaker will still have some damage. They take down Yukal, and Sponge is almost dead, but will just barely survive. 3-1.
A minute!
and DRX should just be able to close this one out, right?
I think they can. 25 seconds on Barrel. They're running up. That's Kevtech value, baby!
That's what we're talking about. Teddy going to join the rest of his team. And the first inhibitor is going to fall. Some honey fruit trying to be eaten here by Sponge as Showmaker is still, I mean, he was still healthy before. Now he is no longer.
This is going to be pretty tight. Barrel's up soon, but I don't think that alone is enough. I think they got it, Dplus!
Yeah, these Nexus turrets are falling like paper as Teddy looking for his options as Rich is here. And yeah, no one can get anywhere near the walking barbecue. And here they are going to be able to do it. Down goes the Nexus. And DRX just outplayed DK. All right, well, I mean, we've seen this DRX comp being played by a whole lot of other teams here in the LCK. It's tried and true, gets things done, gets it done fast.
Teddy also, I mean, it was Teddy just walking up.
Yeah,
right. Like
and that happened. Yeah,
I think that was the main. He was what, 40%.
But can't you just reset after that? You know, and
well, I could have, but then he like the real issue is that even if he
mental reset is what I meant.
Oh no, yeah, that was I'd argue that's still necessary. What do I go? I think Showmaker goes. She was here, level 6, big crocodile, fighting for the grubs.
Yeah, they are well and truly investing hard into this one. Oh, he steals it! Oh, that was very cute. There by Teddy. Gonna deny some feats of strength there as well. Speaking of denying stuff, a whole wave.
Yes. Yeah, the absence
definitely
of thing is also a definition. It's all plata.
Yeah, nice cocoon. What goes up must come down. Seismic Shove needs to be flashed there, but he flashes towards UCal. Very nicely done. Shiyu and Teddy fighting one another as the gravity field is fantastic. And another deadly flourish. Now the curtains are being called, and down goes the Talia. Lucid, that permafrost is well and truly stacked up as she was just trying to be a wall as he flashes in and manages to cut down Little Miss Piggy. In goes Beryl as well as Teddy's overstepped. He's forced to flash away, and this crocodile is so scary, but the public execution to try and lock him down. Shiyu gets another Q, but it's not quite enough. Finally, Pleta falls as Lucid gets a few autos off, flashes over. He's running. Find the knock-up. Let's see whether he can actually get out. He gets the movement speed. And he's going to be all right as Beryl,
Showmaker
also with the assistance of the Wind Becomes Lightning, might be able to make it out. Does he have a Q though? That's the question is, yep, in goes Showmaker, and the Ambessa should also be, never mind, it's Ambessa. When I said Ambessa, I knew she probably wasn't going to die. Great knock-up though, as Lucid will finally fall. UCal makes his way in. The longest team fight at 7.5 minutes we have ever seen. But I think finally it has concluded. Wait.
I do know it.
Yeah, you know it's going to happen. You just
don't know when.
Prefer to be just
prefer to be ignorant of it.
Yeah,
just say
preferring to be ignorant. Yeah, it just sounded bad, you know.
No, it's you know when it comes to barrel teams how that feels. So I'm not too bothered. Oh, Showmaker.
Yep. He's going to flash one of the buttons. Does throw the Piggy through the rocks. Is now Pleta in a little bit of trouble. UCal as well. One more turret shot, and that would have been him going down. But they do just manage to walk their way out. Shiyu and Rich fighting one another, as it is going to be a Cloud Soul this game. I guess I will take this grub. And Shiyu's going to grab some more plates. Rich may have overstepped here. Wind Becomes Lightning. In goes Lucid. And Rich having to flash. They will also lose first turret. As one more Drake or Rift Herald. And DK can grab themselves some upgraded shoes. That'll be a difference from the last game. Certainly important stuff as Pleta is going to face check the Crocodile. There is the public execution. And down goes the Croc.
They really needed that to not happen. DK, because that is their strongest member, a Showmaker.
Oh, no. In goes Barrel, but he's going to be a little bit too late as Showmaker is bathing in the Chaos Storm. And that is not what you want for a healthy future. Yeah, I mean...
Right?
I'd like to huff whatever you've got, Chronicler. Is that
I'm trying to see the line,
type thing? I don't know. As all right, Rift Herald, that will be feats of strength if DK can lock this one down, as now Beryl could be in trouble. Pleta gonna go up into the sky as the curtain has been called, aiming, able to tank that one for his support, and there goes the feats of strength. Wanting to throw a cocoon at anyone is okay. No, DK, they're committing to it. We have to. This is the way. Hex Splash in. There's the bullet time as well. Sponge not going to be smiting this one. Never mind. He gets in with the Arctic Assault and down goes the Ambessa. I don't know whether it was necessarily worth it, but it was a very huge smite. And Showmaker taxis in on the wall. He'll get the flash out from the Victor as well. Very, very important. And you mentioned the fact that the Crocodile was big. One thing we didn't mention was the gigantic lead that our Gold King had. And Pleta, that is not what Dan Orcs Harrison wanted to see. Oh no. UCal now no flash, remember, and Beryl is going in. Another seismic shove, another death, and sometimes it is written, Chronicle.
And I swear, Atlas, I've seen, particularly with these type of composition, I've seen this exact thing happen so often.
DRX, can DK actually capitalize on the cross map? Cross map has not been their strongest suit, but Elise has not been Pleta's strongest suit either, as aiming comes on in. That's a love tap. And I guess if at first you don't succeed, let's just go again. This time with a teleport towards the bottom side as well. So it's 1-for-1 as both turrets are going to be falling.
Crucially, they did not have Rich's ults on the first dive.
I'm trying to get rid of them. Rich wanting to get that angle. Shio on a flank of his own. Captive audience off to the side as Make It Rain just to hold them in position. And Lucid just dashes in and destroys Pleta. No repellent from that one, and now it's Shio's turn. Great interruption there, but they get on top of Sponge still. Shio is just dead. Oh, the Arctic Assault just too powerful there as the Eclipse trying to tank up the curtain call. And DK, it's a 1-for-1, but the Elise was doing almost less than 0. And so not having the Crocodile going to be important. He does have teleport. Sponge cannot throw his life away, but that is exactly what he's doing. And aiming finds the double up to get the last hit of damage.
Shio not having the best day. Unfortunately, as he just goes in and dies unceremoniously and only.
And Jin is a utility champion. All right, Lucid going forward. There's another wall as Teddy running as best he can, but the Spider cannot do that. Having a look here, Teddy versus aiming. I mean,
Beryl?
It's a lot of damage that Teddy's done, and in they go, actually. Rich looking for an angle. Beryl is alive. Gonna get missed by the ult, but does get hit by the curtains. The Otacon is gonna have to be given up on, though. Sorts of different things. Sponge gonna take a little while to get on over here. There are no ultimates left on the side of DRX, and that might be why DK are happy to go for this one. Sponge almost in smite range as he can just Arctic Assault over. This is so dangerous. Knockup does come on through, but look at this health bar. It is secured, and now they get a gorgeous bullet time. The shove just to throw Pleta in there, and it's a quadra already from aiming. The seismic shove brings it back, and Showmaker says, not today, aiming. We are not playing well enough to be getting Penta kill.
He flashed for that!
That's my boy. That's my boy. That's why you love this team, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, I do think Teddy probably would have ran it off and not died.
Good guy, Teddy.
You know, giving his life for the Penta, I respect it.
Well, Sponge and UCal now in an awkward position in this one. Shio now just chasing them down. A scary Crocodile, but he's going to get CC'd. Still, Lucid now diving forward, Rich in the back line. Showmaker down to 50%, but the shove is gorgeous once again. And if at first you don't succeed aiming, try again, as it's another quadra, and it's stolen again, this time by Lucid. But you can see aiming not quite able to get there. Look at that! Oh man, if they could turn on friendly fire, you know aiming would. He definitely
Look at Lucid's face! He knows what he did!
Oh my goodness.
Twice!
If this was Ruler would have like tried to pause the game and just left the stage.
He would have ran into the turret. That's
oh yeah.
How did this game go from an even mess to 2 denied
Pentas and a 12,000 gold lead?
Oh!
A 5,500 Rebel Baron power play. And Lucid just gonna solo this Cloud Soul so they can win the game.
I don't see it, Atlas.
That's the strategy.
Atlas, I don't see the lines. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not.
Neither do I, but that's sometimes where the most courage comes from, as they all get knocked out of the Solar Flare, but still, these wallets are so heavy. It is absurd! That is aiming getting 1 kill this time around, but there's already a double for Showmaker, and Shio just chasing Teddy down. It's in fact a solo kill. Teddy just wasn't actually able to get in there whatsoever, and now this game is over. 24-9 is the kill score, a gigantic lead, and DK, I think, showing us a little bit more what their power level is supposed to be like here in the LCK.
And I have to see. My guess is that it would be the Pantheon jungle.
Yeah.
And not the support variety, because I think trying to play Pantheon jungle into Braum is actually not.
Yeah,
like
support Pantheon. Yeah,
that's kind of miserable.
What you want to see.
I know.
As Sponge looking for aiming in Beryl here. Let's see whether Beryl can find an angle. He just pushes the tree away. Is aiming going to be taken out? Teddy burning. Pleta. That's a very well charged turret, but he is still able to get himself out.
Triple grubs, but is that worth it? I'm not so sure.
And they are at least going to be able to get some of the experience here, as Rich just being frustrating. Does have his level 6 available, but that is going to be 3 grubs going over to DK, and Sponge, we're going to trade that one for this Dragon. Showmaker sidestepping UCal.
Paris has been so high in the ban priority list, particularly with the Braum and Lethal Tempo. It's always going to be an uphill battle. So DK knew this. I think that, again, if a second dive would have hit, it would have been rough. Right now, aiming a full level behind is played out so far. Atlas, we both know this is just build up to the inevitable shenanigans.
Okay, Showmaker down here, just looking for an angle as the ulti comes through, and there's the flash. UCal nowhere to go, and it should be the answering kill here. Showmaker picks it up. Nice gank from Lucid as well, good position, but the evening out of the grubs is going to be the result.
DRX. There is a window where if Rich is a little bit slower, Shiu gets the crash, and then they actually have to give something up. But here, if Shiu TP's in, I don't think the fight's looking all too hot. So not going to run the risk.
When I grew up, we also said football. That meant running around and bouncing the thing and then kicking it if you felt like it.
That's the sport.
Yeah, and having Lucid goes in. I don't know about that one, as the knockoffs are pretty huge. Still aiming, trying to live up in this chaos and make something happen, and it just doesn't work. The flash going to have to be used to get out of the way of UCal as the Emperor's Divide pushes Pleta under the turret. Rich alongside him, but he's pretty tanky. And now aiming is alone and getting closed in on by everyone. Snapped up by the Yone as in goes Shiu to grab the kill onto Rich, but the Zombie Scion is going to lock down the Jax. He finally gets the counter-strike as UCal outplays him. Still, it's going to be Showmaker able to lock down a kill onto the tree, and who won that fight?
Nobody knows, Atlas. You don't, I don't know if the team does. Well, it's not over yet, I guess. Lucid is ult! He's been ulting!
Oh god, is Beryl... Well, it's a 3 versus 3, but the puppy has baited them all in! UCal's able to get one of them with the help of Teddy, but now Lucid gets himself the stun. Showmaker able to lock down both of them. He didn't know, he couldn't decide, and instead they're gonna kill both. Thanks, Beryl.
Well, now I know who won!
Yep.
And then 3 people die. And so in the end is what, like a 6 for free trade?
Yeah, who knows? It was I think a few more on DRX died in the end.
UCal flashes as well. That's a big flash.
Yeah.
It's a big cooldown. They do get Shelly.
That's all right. Lucid eating some honey fruit. Should be okay here. Someone.
All right, DK.
Grab the pedals.
Shove out the waves. That's a giant crash in bot. Big crash in mid. And oh, look at the possible angles of attack here for DK.
Yep, aiming has that first item. As now Teddy's in trouble. Aiming finds the ulti. As now I don't think the door is quite going to be enough. Empress Divide, and it just squashes the Varus. Still, it's a huge stun, but it's not enough. Here on the side of DRX, and aiming is able to play in the front line. UCal pushed around, and DK, they can take an outer turret, they can take a dragon, they can take whatever they want.
And he's been struggling today, but it's Shiu that starts up the fight there. No flash on Teddy, crucially. And this is the one weakness that we mentioned. Front to back, DRX, their comp is amazing. More about how can they use it as a Showmaker. He does have a turret, but that's a lot of people. Double TP.
Yeah, Beryl's coming down. There is a grand starfall. And now Beryl finds himself in an awkward spot. Never mind. He turns it into a triple knockup. A huge engage as aiming comes over the wall. There is a kill onto the Azir for DRX. They get a couple. But now I think it's certification time for aiming on this Zeri. As DK, they go 3 for 2.
DRX, no, we can't contest this, unfortunately. It's just going to go over. Maybe a Rich going to try and, get a...
I mean, Lucid's here with Smite. So
well, yeah,
there's nothing Rich is going to be able to do. He just watches as the Voracious Archon does go down.
I want to. Oh no.
Oh, hang on.
Oh no.
Hang
Not the
on.
counter
Wait.
cross map.
But look at all of these Hex Gates that have been taken. As now Showmaker booking it towards UCal. He's just in position, so he can just wall him, and there it goes. Now it's a 2v2, and there is no damage here, represented by DRX. Feeling a little more like a whimper.
Yeah.
That felt sadder than it did in my head.
Well, no, I think my set, did.
Yeah. Lucid gonna be able to stun up Pleta here, is just trying to stand beside Teddy. Okay, they do find the Nature's Grasp, but in goes Showmaker. I don't know about it. As Sponge is trying to get them out of there, the heroic charge is going to come through as aiming. He is going to be recalled after grabbing himself a kill. Lucid with an afterthought murder of the tree. And DK will be able to take down this outer turret. They are double the kills of their opposition right now. It's about a 5,000 gold lead. I mean, it's probably... Okay, Barrel is going to go in. Maybe it's Barrel. Found another angle there. As, all right, Lucid looking to come in. Does dive on top of UCal. The Empress Divide's so good. I think it's Showmaker. I think it definitely is. I mean, the flash shove to deny the Penta in game 2.
No, but I think with Ari, if you're invisible, you're not actively throwing.
Yeah.
But I think that champion has a really high... Like, you need to do stuff. Right? It's how I'd rate it. But Taliyah was really good, so maybe it is just Showmaker. Because I think Lucid's... Skarner game was iffy. Like, his early game was really good, but his team fights were not great. It's definitely not Barrel.
We were talking about as far as late game potential, things like that, and front to back team fighting all still remain true for DRX. The problem is the 3-item Azir, which is rough to say the least. As Shiu gonna have to flash to get out of the way of UCal's ult. Meanwhile, there is a fight on the other side of the map, and oh my god, the knockups are everywhere. Aiming takes down Teddy. Now the damage is missing from the fight as Sponge gonna get dove on by the Pantheon. And as long as they fight around Showmaker, this is just kinda donezo. As at least DRX will be able to get themselves an outer turret, but they're unable to even take down Shiu. And look at how quickly this Baron's gonna go down. Aiming, it's just like missing the Merkwolf with a burst fire. That's all he really needs to do this game.
It was a beautiful dream for DRX, but even an Unbreakable Spirit can't stop them from looking at this game state and going, oh god.
Yeah.
What do we do? Look at the itemization. This is what I was talking about as well. And why I feel like...
Yeah, it's attack the teleport. That's what they were kind of doing. And unfortunately, it didn't work. This is it continuing to not work, by the way, as Rich is going to at least crash into them and then dash away as Nature's Grasp coming down. Let's see whether Barrel can find a couple of targets, and he does so. Then they pile in. Lucid also actually able to survive as the 2-man shove comes through from Showmaker. Yeah, write it down. I probably put it on in there. He grabs a triple. It's almost a quadra, but Barrel is able to stomp down the tree, and DK feels like game 1 was a dream as they look to push through for the victory here. They're second on the week as they close it out. The only loss still being that pesky one to Genji. 10-1-10, Chronicler. This guy's Azir was pretty good.
Perchance, a little bit of lost game bias. You know, I want to kind of, we've been talking about it.
Recency bias is real for a reason.
I want to introduce, you know, the lost game bias when it comes to POM votes.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.